Hey guys, so I'm just recording this voiceover right now, and Dark and Darker is going down and a new wipe is starting. So this is happening on March 15th, and I'm just going to discuss some of the more major points in the patch notes before we know exactly what's going on. So first things first, they've added some new spells for Wizard with Magic Lock and Spell Overload. Magic Lock we know is going to be something to like lock doors on people. I don't know if we know what Spell Overload is. There's been a whole bunch of changes to a whole bunch of characters, so a whole bunch of skills being rebalanced and all sorts of things, with another one of the major ones being Rogue's perks have been consolidated. And also Hide works differently now, and it seems like Hide doesn't any longer make footsteps if you have the creep perk on. So I don't know what they're thinking there, but that's just a bad change overall. I thought people hated Landmine, and that was like the whole problem people had with Rogue. I don't know what they're thinking there, just making it worse. Another big thing is legendary grade crafted items have been adjusted to epic grade, and also at the same time you can't check random modifiers before purchasing or crafting items in the store. This is just going to completely nuke crafting. Crafting is going to be practically worthless this wipe, so don't expect to craft anything and get anything good. They've also said that items that you just find off of monsters are going to be a little bit lower grade this wipe, so we'll see what happens there. And they're thinking to bump it up as the wipe progresses, so like monsters give better items as the wipe progresses, things like that, which I think is a good idea, but it just matters the execution, right? Next up, there are 3 maps now, and these maps are each for a different party size. So Forgotten Castle, Howling Crypts, Inferno is for trios, duos is Ice Cavern, and solos is Goblin Caves, and it's the 3x3 variant, not the 5x5 variant. And there isn't any longer going to be the 2 bosses and the room that connects them after you kill them both that was like super farmable and people were getting super rich off of. That's gone. And then they've also added a couple new layouts to the Goblin Caves. They've also added a death cam, which is pretty cool. And then on top of that, if you have had a Dark and Darker copy before today, it sounds like you are getting a trial gift code that you can send to your friends. And they're supposed to get, I think it's 10 days that they get for free that they can try out the game. And this is them attempting to do some marketing here. They want people to try out the game, decide they like it, buy the game, which I think is fantastic. And I think this is a great way to do it. Allow some of our friends who've been thinking about it to try the game out without spending money. Fantastic. And then the largest point here, which I think is the most controversial and probably will cause the most problems, is the multi-class system. So they are adding some amount of the multi-classing system in to this season. I don't know if this is fully implemented, and I don't think we'll really know until the wipe actually comes around, but you're allowed to train beyond level 20 now. If I remember correctly from the dev Q&A, it should be up to level 100, and then you get reward tokens and learning tokens, and you can use these to go ahead and learn like perks from other classes, it sounds like, which could get really broken really quickly. And we don't know if there's going to be like, okay, a minus 10% effectiveness on any of those perks or anything like that. And this just seems like it could be really broken. Now, I've seen people really getting angry at them suggesting this though and deciding to try this out. And I'm just going to give my take right here and say, I think that they are doing this to try to figure out which perks are broken. And so that way they can either remove them, tweak them, or do what they need to do to fix those perks. And so they're deciding, okay, if someone gets access to all the perks from all the classes, what perks are they going to choose on that class? And what Superman, like super strong build are they going to be able to put together? If they're able to do that, then we're going to know every single perk from every single class that is super broken. Now, of course, there could also be some where just the perks, when they cohese, end up being really broken. People were bringing up Ranger plus double jump. That would be really broken, right? Especially on Ruins. And you could get up to some really high spots and just snipe people from there. So they're trying to figure out problems like that and remove them is what I'm seeing here, but other people seem to be taking this a different way. And I definitely understand the take of this game can't actually take anything super experimental like this right now. It needs to have a chance to rest, grow its player base, all that sort of stuff. Also, the devs have said if they get on Steam or Epic Games or anything like that, they will be trying their absolute best to give everyone who has bought a copy already like a free key on there so that you can go and transfer your account over to that other platform, which is something I've seen people have like a major issue with. And I've actually had a couple people comment say, I will not buy this game until it is on Steam because I don't want to have to buy it again later when it is on Steam, which is perfectly fair. Now, what do I think is going to be meta for this wipe? I'm thinking that probably Rogue is going to be meta this wipe, just because there's been so much change about him. I bet they broke something and that he's probably going to be meta for some portion here. I also think Wizard is probably going to be meta. He's got a couple new spells here, and otherwise he really wasn't changed much. And I know a lot of people weren't thinking Wizard was super strong last wipe. Wizard was super strong last wipe. He countered the main super strong characters that people were thinking were super strong, and people just really aren't that good at Wizard. If you're really good at Wizard, he performs crazy well in PvP. And then I also think, of course, Cleric has been pretty much overpowered in every single wipe that has ever existed. Cleric's probably going to be overpowered again. It's not anything new. Past that, we'll have to see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of these Dark and Darker changes, and we'll have to see what actually happens with the wipe. Right now, we're kind of left in this area of we don't know.